So, I want to hone in on the pornography issue just a little bit. Reason being is, I've done some recent research on this, and the number of men that sit on a church pew every day who view pornography regularly is really staggering.
Yeah.
I saw the other day that over 30%, over 33%, I think, of men routinely view pornography that also are regularly in church. That's somewhat of a shocking statistic to me.
Much more than that in college too.
Yeah, and so what I want to talk about is not so much specifics about anything, but just the general attitude that you've encountered toward pornography in college, particularly for you, obviously among the male students. Is it viewed as something to be feared, something to be avoided, or what's the attitude towards it?
Well, this problem, it starts before college, it's manifested in college, and it continues after. And that is, it's hard to nail down a particular attitude about it because it's so rarely discussed. Here would be my guess for the average college male going to a Christian university. Here is what they know about pornography. They know that their pastor's never talked about it. He's never preached a sermon on it. Maybe he's mentioned it in a long list of things to avoid. And they know that everyone around them does it. That's not a good combination. Men, we are in such a hostile environment for men in terms of pornography. If let's say I wanted to go snort some crack cocaine, and I decided, you know what, I don't care what happens, I'm going to do it. Well, here's what I would have to do. I would have to find someone who snorts. I'd have to find out who their dealer is. I'd have to find their dealer, and I'd have to pay them a large sum of money. I'd have to figure out how to do it, and then I'd have to do it. Okay, I don't know how long that would take, but that's a lot of time for me to say, what am I doing? This is not what I need to do. Okay, if I decide I'm going to view pornography, it takes 3, maybe 2 seconds to access it. Okay, that's about as vicious as it gets in terms of a pleasurable vice. But there's a big incongruency between how vicious it is and how intently it's dealt with. Young men are just not getting the support they need. And I know that like any kind of pleasurable vice, the only thing that can really help a person overcome it, especially if they're like down in the depths, in the grips, is people around them to help lift them up. And we have a lot of young men who are just sitting on an island by themselves. They're scared to bring it up to their peers, but much more so, they're scared to bring it up in church.
Not exactly something you want to bring to your pastor that you're involved in, right?
Yeah, listen, a good way to make a room go silent, I guarantee you, you're sitting at your church small group and you say, please pray for me, I'm addicted to pornography. That is not going to go over well. Even if you were to say, I'm struggling with alcohol use, it's like people understand that. They're aware of it as an issue, and they know how it is that people can deal with it. They can say, well, you can do this, or I know this person that does this, and I can help you with this. And I'm not saying that there are no resources out there for men who are struggling with pornography. And just for the record, men are not the only part of the human species that struggles with pornography.
I was just gonna throw that out there that I'm a woman and I have several women close to me who have struggled with this, so it's not just men.
Yeah, it's not just men, but basically the point is...
So, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
It just has to be brought out into the open.
Okay, so I guess that's the best way. I mean, my question was going to be, how do we deal with this,
Yeah.
right? Because, I think it comes back to having conversations. I mean, it sounds so simple, but it's the best way to deal with these issues. You have to take your young boys, your young girls, once they hit puberty and start getting interested in these things, you have to sit down and have some talks about it. You have to monitor what they're viewing. And, I'm of the particular opinion is that there's no way you can build a cocoon around them, right? So that they're going to be shielded from it. You're going to have to educate them on how to deal with it. You're going to have to build some accountability systems to help them deal with it. And you're going to have to keep it out in the open, or else, I mean, as soon as this issue goes underground and is not talked about, it's just about history. I mean, you just about have lost the battle at that point, because what is done in secret can be continued, right, until it becomes a major issue that affects marriages, that affects home life, kids, all those kind of things. So I think the first remedy is simply having those conversations.